and I have plenty files. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about, we're going to recap today right quick, and then I'm going to tell you about who's supposed to be getting the check and when they supposed to be getting the check. Okay? Hopefully I'm okay. I'm working this by myself, guys. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking today about when you're going to get your stimulus check. But we're going to recap. I hope you guys can see me. Let me see. I better leave that alone. Okay. Anyway, we're going to recap today. We're going to talk about, first of all, let's kind of recap. We're going to recap. Okay. And we're going to say who gets the check. Okay. Remember I told you about single, married, filing joint, married, filing separate, head of the household. Okay. Let's remember, single gets $1,200. Okay. Married, filing joint, we'll be getting $2,400 for each of those on the return. Head of the household, we get $1,200 plus $500 for each child, dependent on the return. Okay? So we know that. So let's just look at this. Okay? Now you got $1,200. You don't have any dependents, so this is how much your stimulus check is going to be. It's going to be $1,200 single. Okay? Married filing joint. It's married filing joint. You already know it's going to be 2 people on there. Okay? So that's $2,400, $1,200 each. Okay? And then if you have any children, you're going to have $500. Head of the household, you got $1,200, at least one child. So your stimulus is going to be $1,700. Okay? Now, it's a possibility you can get more than that. So let's just say if you had 3 children on here, so that's 3 times 500. 3 times 500. That's $1,500 plus this $1,200. You get $2,700. Okay, that's how much your stimulus will be. All right. Okay, so we got that. Okay, and then remember, single up to $75,000, you will be getting a stimulus check of this amount here, of the $1,200. Okay, and then head of the household, it was $112,500. Okay, you can make that much for head of the household, and you still get this here. Okay, and married filing joint, you can make up to $150,000 and get this here. Okay, that's what you can get if you. That's just a recap. Okay. Okay, I did want to show you if you made over $75,000. We're just gonna do one sample here, and you made over $75,000 single. Okay, $75,000 for single. Okay, so you made over that. So it went above. Let's say you made $85,000. Okay, they're gonna give you. They're gonna adjust it by $5 for each $100. So that's 1,000 over. Okay, divided by 100 equals 10. It's 10 100s and 1,000 times $5. $50. So they're gonna adjust your stimulus by $50. So your stimulus will not be for single $1,200, but it'll be $1,150. Okay? So that's what it is. 50 from that equals that. Okay? So that's what that is. Okay? All right. And if you are single and over the 99,000, you're not gonna get a stimulus up at all. 1,200, you're not gonna get it. Okay? But I did see where if they were over, they were married, filing joint, and they made over the 198,000, as I mentioned before, 198,000, married, filing joint with no children, you don't get a stimulus. But if you have children, it's a possibility you still will get a stimulus, but it'll be adjusted. Not exactly sure how it's going to be adjusted, but it will be adjusted. Okay, direct deposits. Okay, let's get right there. So we just recap there. I don't know if you guys can see this other one. And I don't want to go too low. Let me see if you can see the other one. Let's turn it here. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I write it so you guys can see it. Let me move my shear. Okay. Checks. Being deposited as of Sunday. Actually, somebody got a check on yesterday. Okay, let me tell you how they doing it. Okay, so the deposit, IRS made deposit. They actually deposited on the 9th. So it should make it to the account. It actually made it to the account on, today is the 13th, so really on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. They say it's supposed to be by the 14th, but it depends on your banking, okay? If your banking is a slow process, it's gonna probably take 2 days to get from the IRS, 2 days for your bank to deposit, to do the full process in order to get it to your bank. Okay, so it could be, I say 2 to 4 business days. Okay, you should have your deposit. But the deposit that was done on the 9th, they saying it should be there by the 14th. Okay. The next, and the people that they're depositing to, is people that has direct deposit already set up on their tax return for 2018 or 2019. Okay. Those are the people that they're getting out because that's the quickest way of the process. If the direct deposit information is already there, that's why they are depositing those first. So anybody that has a direct deposit already set up on your tax return for 2018 or 2019, whichever the last one that you've done, your direct deposit is still set up for that. That's where your money is going. Okay, and that's who they're doing direct deposit to first. Okay, so a lot of people, that's why they say a lot of people will get their direct deposit probably yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Okay, now once they finish that process, as of, they're gonna still start the mailing process. Okay. The mailing process will be April the 24th. April the 24th. They're going to start mailing to people that has less than income of $10,000. So April the 24th, if your income is less than $10,000, that's who's going to be mailed their check first. This is the mailing part. This is the deposit part. Okay? The mailing will start April the 24th, and they're going to mail it to the smallest income to the highest income. So anybody that had income of less than $10,000, you will get yours. It will be mailed out, and it'll probably be mailed out before then, because when we was doing refund checks and we would check to see when go on the IRS website to check to see who got a check, they say it will be mailed on, let's say, the 24th, but they actually send it out like the 22nd. So you'll probably get it probably around about the 24th. But this is what they're saying: it will be mailed if you made less than $10,000 in 2018, 2019 on your last tax return. Okay? May 1st. Okay? They're going to mail anybody that had income between $10,001 to $20,000. Okay? So if your income on your 2018 or 2019, the last tax return that you did, is between $10,001 through $20,000, they're going to start mailing your check on May the 1st. Okay? Then on May the 8th, if you made $20,001 to $30,000, they're going to mail your check on May the 8th. Okay? Now, I'm sure if the process is speeded up quicker and they're able to get people quicker, you'll probably get your check sooner. But this is just the information they got out. Okay? Right now. Okay? And then, after May the 8th, they're going to start mailing checks above the $30,000. May 8th. Anybody that had income more than $30,001, they're going to start mailing your check. Okay? After they finish that, so as of May 8th, they're going to probably take care of these first, and then they'll start mailing anybody same day. So both of these will go out about the same day. Okay? Now, let me tell you, and they're going to mail according to from from $30,000 up. So as of $30,001 and up, next person to get their checks, $30,000 and $40,000, $50,000 and $60,000. They're going to mail it in that sequence. Okay? So anytime after May 8th, you should get that. Okay, guys, that is it on that. But let me tell you about some other things that I found out. Okay? All right. We found out that, number one, the portal, we're still waiting on the portal. A lot of people are still waiting on the portal to go up. If you actually do not have a direct deposit on your 2018 or 2019 tax return, you're going to have to go to the portal. You're going to have to wait until they bring it up. If you go to IRS right now, irs.gov as in Victor, you can actually, if you're a non-filer and you need to, and you're supposed to file a return. No, you was not supposed to file a return. This puppy dog. You were not supposed to file a return, and you are not on Social Security or SSI. Social Security, SSI, you do not have to do anything, but if you had some income and you're not on Social Security or SSI, and you was not required to file a return, you can go to the website right now, www.irs.gov as in Victor, and fill out the, go into the portal and fill out your information, okay? Once you fill out your information, they'll have your direct deposit information, and they'll be able, and you should fall into these categories, and you fall in those categories, you will be able to get your return, hopefully according to the schedule, okay? But they also said if you owe the IRS and you pay the IRS by direct pay, that means that you went to the IRS website and you actually clicked on it and used a direct pay to actually process your payment that you owe them. They said that they have your direct deposit information and they're going to use that. So, but I say if you don't see a check in your account within probably by the end of this week, make sure you go into the portal. And we're waiting on an additional portal. I told you about the non-filer portal. But once you go to IRS, you'll see over to the right, they have where they are saying that another portal is going to be activated by the end of April. Okay, hopefully sooner. They said mid-April on there. Somebody else said the end of April. Okay, that's where you're going to go. If they don't have any direct deposit on you whatsoever, none whatsoever, you will have to wait on that portal in order to put in your direct deposit information. Make sure that you put in the correct information because it's going to be going on the last tax return that you file. If you file single, make sure you say single. If you file head of the household on your last tax return that you filed to the IRS, make sure that that information coincides with the information that you're going to put in that portal, because if it doesn't, it's going to probably kick it out and you're going to have to wait until the very end. As you see, they're going to do everything here according to their schedule. But then after they finish all of this, that's when they're going to go back and deal with the issues of not having people information. Okay? And then also make sure if it's a place on that IRS.gov where you can actually, right at the bottom, on the right, you will see where if you want to send in a change of address form, you can do that. It's going to ask you for some other detailed information, so make sure you take your time and read that information. Okay? All right, guys. That was short and sweet. I'm getting ready to get this phone and see. Let's see. I think that's it. If anybody had any questions, anybody have any questions? Like I said, I can't see the questions right now, but I'm getting ready to pull this phone down and actually see if I have any questions. And then also, once again, as you see, you could get quite a bit of money from this this stimulus. Okay? I don't know what I did with my thing. But anyway, like right here, this head of the household, the head of the household, and married filing joint. Okay? Well, I'll do it up here, married filing joint. You're going to get $500 for each dependent. Okay? Let's say if you have 4 dependents on, that's additional $2,000 on top of this $24,000. I mean $2,400. Oh Lord, it's $2,000 on top of this $2,400. Okay, so you could get $4,400 from the stimulus. Okay. Once again, I asked you before, what are you going to do with this money? Okay. No, you're going to pay some bills. Okay. You're going to do what you need to do. But I want you to consider of investing some of this money into yourself. Think about something you can do that you can start your own business. Did you know that the only way to get ahead in this economy is to have your own business? Okay. Now I really want to show you a calculation. I hope, let me see if you can see this. Okay, because this is shocking. I want something that you can really see. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully you can still see this side. I need to see if you can still see that side over there. Close. Okay, I think you can still see the side over here. Okay, look at this. Please consider of starting your own business. And who knows what, when we come out of this crisis, how this economy is going to look, how your job is going to look, your 8 to 5 is going to look. You never know. When we went in it and it looked a certain way. But I guarantee you, when we come out of it, it's going to look totally different. Totally different. Okay? So you want to consider whether you're still on your 8 to 5, you still should set some time, do some time management, start your own business. Okay? Let me show you some numbers. Okay. Now, this is a W-2 worker. Okay? W-2 worker. 8 to 5. 12 hours. 40 plus hours. 60 hours. This is what you're working. This is what you're working on that 8 to 5. Okay? Okay, now go with me on these numbers, because when I heard these numbers, I said, well, that's not really the true average household. But this is an average household. Okay? The average household, they're saying it makes $60,000. Okay? This is your average gross amount. Okay? But your taxes, in this tax bracket, you're going to be in a higher tax bracket, not 10%, not 15%. You're going to be in a higher tax bracket right here on this $60,000. Okay? So, plus your Social Security and your Medicare you got to pay in, which I don't know why we're paying Social Security. Do y'all know? But anyway. You're going to pay, let's say, 40% in taxes. 40% of $60,000 is $14,000. Okay? What are you left with? $46,000. This is net. This is take home. Take home pay. $46,000. But watch this. The average cost of living for households in America is $53,000. You're already in the hole. Hello. Already in the hole. So, but if you had your own business, you still probably going to pay. No, you're going to be able to lower this right here. You're going to be able to lower this because you're going to have expenses, business expense, the same type of expense you have now because you work from home. Okay, but if you had your own business, you can write off your a portion of your taxes, a portion if you're renting, a portion of your rental, a portion of your utilities, your gas when you leave home and you go do your business. You can write off a portion of your mileage or your actuals on your car. This 40% can go away. This $14,000 can go down here. I'm done for the day. I want y'all to think about that. Okay? All right. I have been on here long enough. Y'all think about what you're going to do with this stimulus. Okay? If you need to pay bills, you need to pay bills. But if you have something left over, you need to decide what you want to do for your own business. Okay? It's going to help you. It's going to benefit you. Okay? All right. I'm going to take questions. Let me take this phone off. Let me turn it around and see if I have any questions. Okay, guys, let's see. Jack is trying to do all of this stuff herself. Let's see. Hello, everybody that's here. Thank you for joining. I haven't had time to talk to anybody, but I want you to consider, let's see. My direct deposit account is now closed. How will I receive the funds? You need to wait until that portal is up because the IRS is going to automatically send it to that account. That bank is going to kick it back, and then you have to go through the process of going to the portal and actually put it in your correct information. Not exactly sure how it's going to turn that around in order to redeposit. It's going to be probably a couple of weeks before you get your deposit. Okay, who else have a question? Hello, everybody. Let's see. Who else? Okay, people on Social Security disability have direct deposit. Where will we fall? You should be on. I said I was going to call my aunt who has Social Security. She was waiting on her check too. Surely, they already have the information, so I'm sure. I hope you get it this week. What I'm thinking you should get it this week because they already have your information. Okay. Okay, but I will let you know tomorrow if I talk with my aunt. Okay. Okay. That's okay. My daughter just put up a link, which is www.irs.coronavirus/economy-impact payments. Okay. You can go find information there. Here's another question. What if I receive my taxes on the Emerald card from H&R Block? Will they use the card? You know, I'm not exactly sure about that. So if you, like I was saying, it could take a couple of more days in order for it to process to that card. And I'm not exactly sure if they're going to actually do that. But let's give it, I'd say give it 2 to 4 business days. If people are getting deposited today, yesterday, tomorrow, let's say Wednesday, well, you won't have no reason but to wait anyway. If you don't get it by Wednesday or Thursday, you're probably going to have to wait on the portal and put in your direct deposit information. Okay. Next question. You are awesome. Thank you. Updating information. Thank you, missionary. How are you? Okay. Next question. Direct deposit account is now closed. Okay, I already read that. Answered that question. So that was the same question. Let's see. I want my own business, Miss Jackson. Okay, that's one of my customers. Okay, yes, we need to talk because you do have a talent. I already know you have a talent that you can use because your business could be your talent that you already have, something you enjoy doing. People are willing to pay you for it. And this is the perfect time to advertise it. Right here on Facebook Live is free. LinkedIn is free. Twitter is free. So you can advertise your business, and if it doesn't work, change it. Do something else. You're really not losing a lot of money. Okay? Let's see. Why is my 17-year-old will not get a check? He said, why is my 17-year-old will not get a check? You would think the seniors will get a check because of everything going. Well, yeah, the seniors are getting a check, Miss Johnson. The senior citizens should be getting a check if they get if they're age 62 and receiving their Social Security. Now, if they're in between the age of not getting Social Security but did not work, and they're able to file a tax return, they need to go, or made any type of income, they need to go to the portal and put that information in, and they should be able to receive a check. Your 17-year-old, if they were on your tax return, no, they will not be getting a check on their own. You will just be getting the $500 for the dependent on your check. Okay, let's see. My nephew has TurboTax card. Okay, I answered that. Wait 2 to 4 business days. If he does not get it, he will have to wait and put his information in the portal and give them their direct deposit. Okay, what about my 19-year-old son live with me that worked but is no longer working? Okay, the question is, have he filed a tax return in 2018? If he filed the tax return in 2018 and worked, they will base the stimulus on that. He should receive the $1,200. If he was not on your tax return as a dependent, if he was on your tax return as a dependent, he will not be getting the stimulus. You will be getting a stimulus of $500 for him. Okay? So if he worked and no longer working, if he worked in 2019 and no longer working now, he needs to go on and file his 2019 tax return so he can get the stimulus, as long as he's not on your tax return. Okay, hi. What is a SSA recipient has children under the age of 17? Will they file a tax return and get, so you're on disability. That's a good question. I don't know. So the question is, if you're on disability, I'm thinking I'm reading this right. If you're on disability and you have children, your children will be receiving a supplement also if they're under the age of 17, number one. They automatically receive a supplement because the adult is disabled and the children gets benefit for that. So I'm thinking, just like the tax return, since they're underneath you, you will probably get an additional $500 for your children in your Social Security deposit. Let me know if that's the way it goes. Okay? Okay, guys. Of high school senior. No, I'm speaking of a high school senior. High school senior, that means that, like I said, Ms. Johnson, if they're on your tax return, you will get the $500. Okay? If not, they need to file a tax return if they worked at all. Let them go in and file that tax return so they can get their stimulus. Okay. Oh, you guys are asking all kinds of questions today. Y'all, I'm going to have to answer the rest of these online. Let's see. Well, I thought so, but said if you're 17, juniors and seniors, they won't get one. Was that a lie? Juniors and seniors won't get one. You're able to, if you work, 17. That is a question, because the only thing that could be based on, y'all hear my puppy dog. The only thing that could be based on is age 18 and able to sign a contract. Come here. To sign a contract. So, I need to check on that one. I need to ask. Okay, what about my daughter that has head of household not working. What about my daughter that's head of the household but not working? It doesn't make a difference if she head of the household. She have to have some income in order to do a tax return to file head of the household. If she was not on anybody's tax return last year, and she can go in and file that tax return now, regardless if she was able to file a return or not. But if she have income, she can file a tax return. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Okay, all right. I want to thank everybody for watching. I've been on here a long time, and I actually put my phones on Do Not Disturb, so I got to get them off of Do Not Disturb. Okay, well, thank everybody for tuning in. I want to pray for you. You pray for me. Be encouraged. We're in this together. God knew we would be here before we got here, and He know we're able to go through. Okay? So you encourage yourself, encourage the people that's around you, pray for them, let them know that you're there for them. Be a friend to someone so they have someone to communicate with. Okay? May God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow at approximately about 2 o'clock. Look at my Facebook post, and I'll tell you what time I'm coming on. God bless.